What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone is doing well. What a game this was. This is one of the best Celtics games of the year so far, and you wouldn't expect that by looking at the box score. Final score being 97 to 124, so a massive 27-point rout. The reason this game was so exciting, believe it or not, was the in-season tournament. We got to give a lot of credit to Adam Silver in the NBA. I think most fans, including myself, were skeptical about this before the season started, but it's turned out really well, and a game like tonight was an example of that. I can't speak for everybody, but I can speak for myself. I'm a diehard Celtic fan. That being said, in years previous, a 30-point blowout in November, am I really tuned in, locked into the fourth quarter? I'm watching, but I might get up, use the bathroom, go get a snack. I'm not really locked in like that, but tonight I was. And I feel like I'm not alone in that. We're all tuned in, wanting the Celtics to run up the score in the fourth quarter, making sure they pass the Magic in point differential. And not only that, but I know myself and other Celtics fans were tuned into other games around the league, specifically the Brooklyn-Toronto game, because that one kind of dictated if we were going to make it to the next round. As I said earlier before the season started, I was skeptical of this tournament, and even a few games in, I didn't know how to feel about it, but now I could say it's been a really positive experience as a fan. Not only have the stakes of the games made it interesting to watch, but the players have made it interesting to watch because it feels like at least the Celtics have bought into this in-season tournament. I know some of the players on the team have made comments that have said otherwise. We'll address those later, but their play said it all tonight. The Celtics came out tonight on a mission. I thought they were locked in on both ends of the ball. I thought they really executed well on the offensive end. They jacked up a lot of threes tonight. I think they ended with 49 in total, but in that first quarter there alone, it was 16 threes, but they made 8 of them. And I think the reason they had so much success from behind the arc wasn't just because they were open threes, but it was how they were generating those open looks. And that's something we talk about a lot here. You don't just jack up the first open three that you have. You have to create energy and momentum behind the ball. You have to play within the flow of the offense, and the ball just finds the right person. And that's what happened tonight. Celtics finished 21 from 49 from behind the line. That's 43%, and they finished with 36 assists. Not only did they have that portion of the offense clicking, they were doing my favorite thing. My favorite thing specifically for one player, they were pushing it in transition and just getting easy buckets. And the guy spearheading that, one of the best transition players in the league, Jaylen Brown. He needs to do that as often as possible. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but him getting those easy buckets, getting his confidence going, and just that energy that JB carries when he has his confidence, it rubs off on the team, and you could see it. Another clear example showing how serious this team took this game was that third quarter. I mean, how many times this season has this team gone into halftime with a double-digit lead, and by the end of the third quarter, that thing is down to 6-7 points? The Celtics have just been a bad third quarter team this season, and not only this season, last season too, but we saw something different tonight. They actually came out high energy, pushed the pace, got great shots, and won the quarter by 10 points. It was pretty funny. Before the game, Joe was asked if the in-season tournament or the standings of the in-season tournament had any effect on his approach to the game, and he said 0, but obviously that wasn't true. When that fourth quarter came around there, Celtics were up 32 points, I think, with around 7 minutes to go, and Joe really pulled out the hack-a-shack, or tonight, the hack-a-Drummond. Not only once, he did it twice. It was 2 possessions in a row, and it resulted in 4 missed free throws from Andre Drummond. The in-season tournament is just bringing a really interesting dynamic to the season, especially early in the season. When would you ever see a team early November up 30 do hack-a-Drummond, hack-a-shack, whatever? And it really rubbed the Bulls the wrong way. We saw Kobe White out there kind of being like, what's going on? And Drummond throwing his arms up kind of like in defeat, like, oh, here we go with this. And even Billy Donovan and Joe Mazzulla meeting at half court and try to sort out what was going on. And after the game, players on both ends, but specifically the Celtics, talked about how the game kind of felt gimmicky and it felt disrespectful to the opponent. And I don't know if they were talking about just running up the score the whole way through or the hack-a-Drummond thing. It kind of go hand in hand, but that's the one thing I can get on board with, is that the hack-a-Drummond, yeah, that was maybe a little bit too far. Like I said, maybe the hack-a-Drummond was a little bit too far. But in terms of just like running up the score normally, playing hard for 48 minutes, I see no problem with that. I don't think that's disrespectful at all. Trying to score a layup in the last minute or shoot a 3, whatever it is, there's a time limit on these games, right? It's 48 minutes. Within those 48 minutes, we are competing against each other. There are no friends. I'm trying to run up the score. I'm trying to be ruthless. It's a competitive game. after the game, yes, we could be friends. I don't see how killing a team by 50 points a whole game and then the last couple minutes or two, you're like, oh, no, we're not going to shoot the layup. We're not going to shoot the jumper. I don't see how that's showing mercy. This isn't like a rec league where you win by 10 points or you can't win by more than 10 because the kids go home crying. At the end of the day, these are all grown men competing in a professional sports league. Each team has very talented players. So if you happen to find yourself down 30, I just don't see the reason to get hurt by it and like look at the other team like they're disrespecting you. It's just like, just play better. I know things in Chicago might be a little bit sensitive right now because whatever is going on over there doesn't seem great. Overall, just a really unique and entertaining game to watch. I can't remember a game that had this feel to it. It's truly its own thing. Let's do some quick hits here and then I'll wrap it up. We'll start with Al Horford. Just an amazing game by him overall. It felt like both Al Horford eras in Boston coming together. We got the old Al Horford in the sense where he was more of a primary feature in the offense and he was playmaking, ended up with 6 assists tonight. But we also got the new version of Al Horford, the new Boston Al Horford. The 3-point shooting was there. He was 4 for 6 from 3. Not only on that end, but on the defensive end, he was great too. Finished with 3 blocks tonight, 2 steals. There were a couple of times there where Pat Williams tried to get Al Horford into ISO, and maybe he just hasn't watched Al Horford, but that's just not going to work even at age 37. I know this probably isn't sustainable for Al long term, but it kind of makes you think and makes you feel a little bit better if something does happen to Porzingis. I know Porzingis is out for a little bit of time here, but if something happens to him where he's out maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks within the playoffs, you might be able to scrape by without him. Next hit, Sam Hauser will probably post on social media tomorrow that he's being tested for steroids because he had a putback dunk. I mean, this is within like 2 weeks here. He caught an alley-oop and then had a putback. I don't know, maybe the in-season tournament gave him a little bit of juice tonight, but that caught me off guard, and just shout out to Sam. JB, I know we talked about JB a little bit already, but just another great game from him. 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, and that 6 assist number is something I really want to stick on. You know, through these episodes, we've been talking about him and his playmaking, how it's actually evolving and it's getting better. Even if it's little by little, you see him taking the steps. I was giving Jalen the credit, of course, but I was also chalking it up to KP and KP making JB's playmaking life a lot easier. But Kristaps have been out, and Jalen has continued to make the right reads. Drew, is great to see him back tonight. He looked a little bit more spry tonight. Maybe he just had an extra game, not only because of the ankle, but just the heavy minutes he'd been playing and the people he'd been guarding, just kind of wearing and tearing his body. He had only 8 shots, finished with 14 points, 4 for 6 from the 3, or was 4 for 5. Sorry about that. Drew also had 9 assists and 7 rebounds. There's been plenty of games this year where he's just quietly scratching on a triple-double. I mean, I can't remember the last player on the Celtics who would do that, other than Rondo, of course. Tatum, a decent game, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. He's been turning the ball over a little bit too much recently. I hope he cleans it up going forward. D. White was D. White tonight. I mean, he just Mr. Reliable. We also got Bant tonight for like 15 plus minutes. I think that relationship he built with Joe early in the summer is really starting to show. Is Joe starting to build trust in Bant, and is he like the official 9th man of this team? I don't know, but I don't want to hold you guys too long, so let's wrap it up right there. But the most important takeaway is the Celtics move on to the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament, the knockout stage. They will face the Indiana Pacers. I think that's next Monday or Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It's the best and easiest way to support. I'm here after every single Celtics game, guys, all 82 plus. Just call me D White because I'm Mr. Reliable. I'm not going anywhere. You'll always hear from me every single Celtics game. I'll talk to you guys December 1st. Philly. Peace.